intensely absorbed in me. And the devotee says, intensely absorbed in Krishna. That is it. But actually the aim is the same. So one has to become designation free and intensely in Krishna. Sarvapadi vinirmuktam mat paratsana. Then he will be nirmal. Nirmal means purified, without any material contamination. I am thinking in terms of my bodily concept of life, that is material, because the body is material. So long I am thinking American, I am Indian, I am Brahmin, I am Kshatriya, I am this, I am that, they are all designation. That is not nirmalam, purified condition. Purified condition is when one understands that I am spirit soul, Krishna is the supreme spirit soul, and I am part and parcel of Krishna. We are one in quality. We may be different as individual. Krishna is big individual. I am a small individual. Just like in this material world also, one man is very powerful, another man is less powerful, but both of them are men. They are not animals. Similarly, Krishna, God, is qualitatively one with me. Quantitatively, he is very, very powerful. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Shri Guru, Shri Juta, Padakamalam. So, this yoga system, Bhakti Yoga, how to increase attachment for Krishna is being taught by our Krishna consciousness movement. Maya Saptamana Partha Juvang Junyan Madasva. In this connection, one has to learn this yogic system from Krishna directly or from his representative. That is the meaning of Madasra. One must take shelter either. So at the present moment it is not possible to take shelter of Krishna directly. Therefore one has to take shelter of his bona fide representative, and there are four parties or sampradaya who are Vaishnavas. The Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya and Kumar Sampradaya. So one has to take shelter of either of these sampradaya, disciplic succession, and then learn the Bhakti Yoga system from him. Then he will understand or he will see God. Seeing God is not exactly seeing with the eyes. God's another name is Anubhav, realization, revelation, realization. So that is wanted. That revelation is made by Krishna himself to the bona fide devotee. Sevanmukhi jibhado sameva spurattada. Krishna, God reveals himself. Just like you cannot see the sun in the darkness of night. Sun is there in the sky, but somehow or other, when your planet is on the other side and it is darkness, you cannot see the sun. Not that the sun is not there, but you cannot see. Similarly, Krishna is always present before us, but we cannot see him. Just like Krishna, when was personally present, there are so many hundreds and millions of men on the surface of the globe. Only few could see him, that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So even God, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna comes before somebody. It is not possible to see him. The seeing process is different. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena. One can see when the eyes are anointed with the ointment of bhakti. The eyes are cleansed to see God. That is revelation. Sri Juta Padakamalam.
Kunti says, Kachit Kechid Ahu Ajam Jatam. Ajam, the eternal, the unborn, is now has taken his birth. Then, of course, you can say that Krishna is taking birth. Yes, Krishna takes birth, but his birth is not like ours. That you should know. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Janma karma mein dibbam jo janati tat. Krishna is taking birth as the son of Devaki or Mother Jashoda, but he is not taking birth exactly like us. That is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. When Krishna appeared, he did not come out from the womb of Devaki. He first of all appeared, you have seen the picture. And then he became a small child on the lap. Therefore, Krishna's birth is transcendental. Our birth is by force, by the laws of nature. He is not under the laws of nature. Laws of nature works under him. Maya dhakshena prakriti suati sacharacharam. Prakriti, nature is working under the order of Krishna. And we are working under the order of nature. That is the difference. See, Krishna is the master of nature and we are servant of nature. That is the difference. Maya dhakshena prakriti swati. Therefore, Kunti Devi says, Kechit ahu. Somebody says like that. Somebody says like that. That the unborn has taken birth. How the unborn can take birth? It appears like that. But it is not taking birth. It appears just like he has taken birth like us. No. Therefore it is said distinctly, Kechid ahu. Some foolish person say like that. And Krishna has also said in the Bhagavad Gita, Avajananti mana mudha. Those who are rascals, they think that I am also less like ordinary human being. Avajananti mana mudha. Manasim dehumāsita. Because I have appeared just like a human being, so some of the rascals, they think that I am also one of the human beings. No. param bhava vajananta. He does not know what is the mystery behind the gods taking birth like human being. Param bhava vajananta. So similarly, Krishna is Aja. He takes birth likely, not exactly he takes birth. He is everywhere. Just like Krishna, it is stated, Ishara sarvabhutanam hriddese arjuna tishtati. The Ishar is, the Lord is situated in everyone's heart. If that is a fact, see, if Krishna is within your heart, within yourself, see, if he immediately comes in your front, so what is the difficulty for Krishna? He is already within, and he is all powerful, just like Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj, when he was engaged in meditation, the form meditation, 400 Vishnu he was meditating upon, all of a sudden his meditation broke and he saw the same figure before him, immediately. Is it very difficult for Krishna? He is already within you, and if he comes out, similarly, if Krishna is within the heart of everyone, devotee also, so if he comes out before devotee in the same 400 form, is it very difficult for Krishna? So people do not know. Therefore Krishna says that you have to understand Janma karma means dibbam, transcendental birth. My activities, my birth. Therefore Kunti Devi knows that Krishna is unborn. Krishna does not take birth. But it appears like that to some fools. Therefore they say that Krishna has taken birth. But why Krishna takes birth? The next question will be. That is replied, Punna Shloka Sakirtai. Punna Shloka. Those who are very pious, very advanced in spiritual understanding, to glorify them.
Sri Juta Padakamalam.
So this is a great science. People do not know it. Our Krishna consciousness movement is very scientific, authorized. So our business is to enlighten people as far as possible, and at the same time we must remain enlightened. We may not be again covered by the darkness of Maya. That we should be. That you can keep yourself very fit not to be covered by the Maya. Mami vaja prapadanti mayami tang taranti. If you very strictly adhere to the principle of Krishna consciousness, then Maya will not be able to touch you. That is the only remedy. Otherwise, Maya is always looking after the opportunity, loophole, how she can capture you again. But if you remain strictly in Krishna consciousness, Maya will not be able to do anything. Mami vaja prapadanti devidhisa gunamai mama maya duratta. It is very difficult to get out of the clutches of Maya. It is very difficult. But Krishna says, Mami vaja prapadanti mayami tang taranti. If one is strictly adherent to the lotus feet of Krishna, always, therefore this program is 24 hours thinking of Krishna. Satatam, chintayat Krishna. Kirtaniya sadahari. These are the recommendations. So if we simply think of Krishna, if you cannot do anything, simply think of it. That is the highest meditational purpose. So, always chant Hare Krishna mantra, be in touch with Krishna in so many ways, then you are secure. I will not be able to touch you. And if we can somewhere or other pass our days, and at the time of death we remember Krishna, then the whole life is successful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Srijuta Padakamalam.
Translation. I have the very same Gandiva bow, the same arrows, the same chariot drawn by the same horses, and I use them as the same Arjuna, to whom all the kings offered their due respects. But in the absence of Lord Krishna, all of them, at a moment's notice, have become null and void. It is exactly like offering clarified butter on ashes, accumulating money with a magic wand, or sowing seeds on barren land.
The important verse. Tadabhut asad isa kriktam. Everything will be null and void when there is no God. That's it. The modern civilization has got everything, but without God consciousness. At any moment it will be finished. There are symptoms, any moment. At the present moment, this godless civilization, as soon as there is declaration of war, the America is prepared to drop atom bomb. Russia is the first nation who will drop the atom bomb, he will be victorious. Nobody will be victorious because both of them are ready to drop. America will be finished and Russia will be finished. That is the position. So, you may make advancement of civilization, scientific improvement, economic development, but if it is godless, at any moment it will be finished. At any moment. Just like Ravan, Hiranyakashipu, they are demons, godless demons. Ravan was a very learned scholar in Vedic knowledge and very powerful materially. He converted his capital with gold, all the buildings and everything. It is supposed that the Ravan brother was a king on the other side of the globe. So it is my suggestion, I do not say it is very scientific proof. So other side of the globe, Ravan was in Ceylon. And the other side of the globe, if you go by subway, it comes to Brazil. And Brazil is supposed to have gold mines. And it is said in the Ramayana that Ravan's brother was living on the other side of the globe and Ramchandra was taken through the subway. But taking these into consideration, we can suppose that Ravan imported a large quantity of gold from Brazil and he converted them into big houses. So, Ravan was so powerful that he made his capital Swarnalanka, capital made of gold. Just like if a man comes from undeveloped country to your country, New York or any city, when they see the big skyscraper, they become astonished. Although skyscraper buildings are everywhere nowadays, Formerly it was very wonderful. So, we can create everything very wonderful. But we can take the example of Ravan. Ravan was very advanced materially, and he had Vedic knowledge sufficiently. He was son of a Brahmana, everything was good. But the only fault was that he did not care for Rama. That is the only fault. What is Rama? I don't care for it. There is no need of performing yogas and ritualistic ceremony to be promoted to the heavenly kingdom. Ravan said, I shall construct a staircase to go to the moon planet. Why you are trying in this way or that? I will do that. Sargeshwari. So, these people are trying like Ravan, but they should take lessons from Ravan that his godlessness made him doom everything he lost. So this instruction, Arjuna, he said that Soham Dhanus Ta Ishava. He was defeated by the coward's man. He could not protect the queens of Krishna, and they were taken away by this coward's man. So he is lamenting that I have got this bow and arrow with which I fought in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and I became victorious because Krishna was sitting on my chariot. That is the only reason. Now I have got these bows and arrows, the same bows and arrows with which I fought in the battle of Kurukshetra. But at the present moment there is no Krishna. Therefore it is useless. Ishwarikta. Asat abhut. Asat means it does not act, it does not exist. So, my bows and arrows are the same, but it is now useless. We should take this lesson that without God, without spirit, this material, I want to say, gorgeousness has no value.
Srila Padakamalam.
To be less influenced by the material modes of life, one has to come to this platform of Jnana, Vairagya and Bhakti. Otherwise it is not possible. And that the same process being stressed again. Najajyamanaya bhaktya bhagavati bhakti, where it is to be applied. Somebody said, I have got bhakti. Where you have got bhakti? No, I have got very much bhakti to my wife. I love her very much. I take care of her. If I do not see her, I become mad. So, this kind of bhakti is not explained here. I have got bhakti for my family, I have got bhakti for my country, I have got bhakti for Goddess Durga, I have got bhakti for so many demigods. No, that kind of bhakti will not do. Therefore it is particularly said, Bhakta Bhagavati. Bhagavati. And to the Supreme. What kind of Bhagavan? Nowadays there are so many Bhagavans. No, not that kind of imitation Bhagavan. But what kind of? Akhilatmani. You ask this so-called imitation Bhagavan, are you Akhilatman? Are you present in everyone's heart? Can you say what I am thinking now? So Bhagavan means he must be Akhilat. Don't be misled by so-called Bhagavan. Everything is there. Bhagavan means Akhilat. He knows. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Ishara sarvabhutanam riddeshe. If you are Ishara, then you must be present in everyone's heart. Sarvasya chaham ridisannivistya. Ishara, Krishna is Ishara. That's what he said. Sarvasya chaham ridisannivistya. I am staying in everyone's heart. So if you are Ishara, if you are Bhagavan, are you staying in my heart? Do you know what I am thinking now? So, Akhila Atmani. Everything should be very scrutinizedly studied. Bhakti is only for Bhagavan. Not that my bhakti for this or that, for this demigod, for that demigod, for my family, for my country, for my society, for my wife, for my cat, for my dog. This is not bhakti. They are imitation. That is lust, that is desire, that is not bhakti. Bhakti means Bhagavati. Bhagavati means Akhila Atmani. So, if we can develop that Krishna consciousness, bhakti, then our life, successful life, Brahma Siddha, complete self-realization will be possible. Therefore it is said, Sadrisha asti Shiva Pantha. No. There is no other alternative. If you Brahma Siddha, Brahma Parabrahma is Krishna. Brahma Siddha means to understand what is the relationship. I am Brahma. That's all right. Aham Brahmasmi. But what is your relation with the Parabrahma? That is Brahma Siddha. Brahma and Parabrahma, there are two Brahmas. Why there is Atma and Paramatma, Ishara and Parameshwara. So, living being and the supreme being, Nitya Nityanam, Chetana Chetananam. These are the Vedic information. There are two, always two. Atma, Paramatma, Brahma, Parabrahma. So, and Brahma Siddha means not only to understand that I am Brahma, but I must understand what is my relationship with Parabrahma. That is Brahma Siddha. That means we must know what is Parabrahma. That Parabrahma is Krishna.
Srijuta Padakamalam
Yadasana mahito jiva atmanam trigunatmakam paropi manute anartha tatkritam chadhipaddhate. So our present position is like this, that Sanamohita, bewildered, puzzled by Maya. We are eternal, part and parcel of God, but on account of being enchanted by this material energy or external energy of God, we have forgotten ourselves and we are now entangled. We have forgotten our goal of life. Nate vidu sartha gating hi Vishnu durasayaji vahiratva manina. The conditioned soul means the living being, the spirit soul, we is conditioned by these laws of material nature. The laws of material nature is that you have to accept a certain type of body according to your propensity. We create propensity, and Krishna is so kind that he gives you the facility. Only, just like the tiger, he wants to suck blood, or any man, if he wants to suck blood, then he will give the facility of a tiger's body. If a person has no discrimination in eating, whatever available he can eat, then he will be given facility of become a pig. Up to stool he can eat. So, this is stated very clearly in the Bhagavad Gita. Ishara sarvabhutanam riddeshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutani jantrarudhani maya. This is very significant. Jantrarudhani maya. We are riding on a machine. This body is a machine. But we are accepting machine as myself. This is called sanamohito, bewildered. If you are running on a car, if you think I am the car, and it is foolishness, similarly, I have got this jantra, machine, body, and it is running on account of my presence, or I am driving, or Krishna is giving me intelligence how to drive. But if I identify myself with this body, exactly like a policeman, he is driving the car, and if he identifies himself with the car, he is a policeman. So this is called sanmohita. Jaya sanmohita jiva. Therefore, the example as I was citing yesterday, last time, that we do not see the driver, and when the driver goes away, then we see that the car is not moving. And then I can understand, oh, the driver, my father and my son has gone away. We sometimes cry, my father has gone away and my son has gone away. But because we are sanamohita, we actually never saw the father and the son. We accepted this coat pant body as father and son. This is called sanmohan. Bewildered. Yada sanmahita jiva. Atmanam, the spiritual Atmanam, Trigunatmakam. This body is Trigunatmakam. The body is made according to the modes of material nature. Karanam gunasangayasya. Everything is very clearly explained in the Bhagavad Gita. This is further development. Bhagavad Gita, if you understand Bhagavad Gita, and if you actually surrender to Krishna, the last word of Krishna is Sarvadharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sarvam. If you actually understand Bhagavad Gita, this will be the result. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Tattva sadharmam charanambujam hare. Sadharma, Krishna says, sarvadharman parityajya. So that means every one of us, dharma means occupational duty. That is dharma. Characteristic. So, Krishna orders, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. If we accept it, even by sentiment, that is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Tattva sadharmam charanambujam hare patettatu jadi bhajanna pakkota. Narada Muni says that if somebody, even by sentiment, all right, Krishna said, Sarva dharman parityajya, let us stop any other business, become Krishna conscious. Even one accepts by sentiment, not thoroughly understand. He is also fortunate. He is also fortunate because he accepts the real thing. Therefore Narada Muni said that in one accepting by sentiment and later on bhajanna pakkota, his execution of devotional service not mature and he falls down, then Narada Muni accepted jatra kuba bhadra bhuta muske. When the loss for that person. And on the other hand, the other person who has not accepted this is very regularly executing his material responsibility. What does he gain by that? This is the opinion. If Krishna consciousness is accepted even by sentiment, and after that, even if falls down, there is no loss. And if we are very faithful to our material duties, then Narada Muni says, what do you gain by that? So this is a very important thing. So we have to become dhira. Then we shall not be afraid of death. Unless we are dhira, there are two classes of men, dhira and adhira. Dhira means one who is not disturbed even though there is cause of disturbances. One may not be disturbed when there is no cause of disturbances. Just like we are not now, at the present moment, we are not afraid of death. But as soon as we find there is earthquake and we are afraid of this building may fall down, the cause of disturbances, then we become very much disturbed, sometimes screaming. So, one who is not disturbed, even there is cause of disturbance, he is called dhira. Dhira sattanamaya. This is the statement of Bhagavad Gita. We have to become dhira from adhira. But this Krishna consciousness movement is so nice that adhira can be dhira. This is the profit of this movement. Krishna kirtana gana nartana paro premamritam nidhi dhira dhira. Krishna kirtana gana nartana paro premamritam nidhi dhira dhira janapriya. This Krishna consciousness movement is pleasing to both the classes of men, namely the dhira and the adhira. It is so nice. Dhira dhira janapriyo priyakaro nirmasaro pujita. This was introduced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and followed by the six Goswami, Bande Rupa Sanatana Raghujigo Sri Jiva Gopal. So, this is the moment how to make a adhira dhira. Everyone is adhira, who does not, who is not afraid of death, who is not afraid of course, that were too much agnostic, they forget. But there is suffering, we can see how one suffering at the time of death. There are some men dying. Nowadays it has become a very common coma. One is lying in the bed for weeks, 2 weeks, crying. The life is not going. Those who are very, very sinful. There is great pain at the time of death. There is great pain at the time of birth. And there is pain when you are diseased. And there are so many pains when you are old. The body is not strong. We suffer in so many ways, especially rheumatism and indigestion, then blood pressure, headache, so many things. Therefore, one should be trained up how to become zero. These things, disturbances, make us a zero, and we should be trained up to zero. That is spiritual education. One has to know it. Matra sparshasya kaunteya sitasna sukhadukkada. These sufferings, matra sparsha, tanmatra, on account of the senses, sense perception, we suffer. And these senses are made of material nature. So one has to become above the material nature, then he can become zero. Otherwise, one has to remain a zero. Dhira dhira jana priyo priyakaro.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If somebody wants to share his highlights, his points, that was interesting. Hare Krishna Barayan. Ja, da war viele Punkte, aber besonders war, dass wir zu verstehen Gott. Ganz am Anfang hat gesagt, dass wir brauchen zu reinigen unsere Sinne. Und ich habe dieses Beispiel von einem Ingenieur und einem Kind. Das war sehr schön. Er hat gesagt, okay, wenn es gibt eine Maschine zum Beispiel und die Kind sieht diese Maschine, er sieht einfach nur etwas materiell. Etwas, einfach eine Dinge. Aber wenn ein Ingenieur sieht diese Maschine, dann kann alles verstehen, hat mehr Wissen, okay, dieser Teil ist so, weil so und das funktioniert so und so. So. Der Ingenieur hat die Sicht zu sehen, was dahinter diese Maschine, aber die Kind nicht. Und hat gesagt, das ist die Unterschied, wenn wir auch wenn wir möchten Gott sehen und verstehen, erst wir brauchen zu reinigen unsere Sinne, wie der Ingenieur hat studiert, hat Anwendungen gemacht und so. Und danach und hat gesagt auch, wie Krishna kommt hier in diese materielle Welt zu glorifizieren, wer ist Fortschritt in die spirituelle Verständnis. Und ich habe gesagt, die ganze Mahabharata und die ganze Bhagavad Gita ist eine Glorifizierung zu Arjuna und wie viel Mut er hat und seine Hingabe zu Krishna. Und das ist wirklich sehr, sehr schön zu hören und zu erinnern, dass Krishna kommt einfach fast zu dienen, seine Gottgeweihten. Und Und ja, auch habe ich hat eine Definition von Bhakti Yoga gegeben. Also ich werde auf Englisch sagen, to increase attachment to Krishna. Was ist increase? Steiger? Mhm. So, ja, Srila Prabhupada hat diese Definition zum Bhakti Yoga benutzt, einfach zu steigern, zu steigern die Anhaftung zu Krishna. Und das finde ich sehr cool. Ja. Ja.
Ja, in dem zweiten Video hat Srila Prabhupada auch darüber gesprochen, dass wir das Yoga-System von Krishna selbst oder Krishnas Repräsentanten lernen müssen. Und da hat Srila Prabhupada auch dazu gesagt, momentan ist es nicht möglich, bei Krishna direkt Zuflucht zu suchen, direkt von Krishna Wissen zu empfangen. Deswegen müssen wir uns dem Repräsentanten zuwenden. Und dann danach hat Srila Prabhupada darüber gesprochen, dass wir wollen dann eine Realisierung, eine Offenbarung kultivieren und sammeln. Das ist gewollt. Und er sagte auch, liegt aber an Krishna selber. Krishna selber offenbart das den Gottgeweihten, wenn Premanjana Shurita Bhakti Vilochanena, wenn der Gottgeweihte seine Augen mit dem Balsam der Liebe, der Hingabe zu Krishna gesalbt hat. Das heißt, ja, sagt er, dem aufrichtigen Gottgeweihten wird dann diese Realisierung, Offenbarung gegeben. Das heißt, wir sollten uns bemühen. Die Bemühung ist da. Aber es liegt letztlich an der Barmherzigkeit von Krishna oder dem reinen Gottgeweihten, dass wir diese Realisierungen sammeln dürfen. Ja. Noch jemand?
Ja, ich fand die Aussage auch sehr interessant, dass Krishna Erkenntnis ist. Also wir sagen ja, wir wollen Gott sehen, aber das ist irgendwie, also Gott können wir halt eher erkennen, er offenbart sich uns. Das fand ich auch irgendwie dran, dass Gott die Erkenntnis selber ist. Die hört man ja immer mal wieder, wenn Gottgeweihten von ihren Realisationen sprechen, dass da einfach so ein Funke von Krishna so ein Krümel von sich wahrscheinlich, also vielleicht auch größer, wer weiß, aber genau, das fand ich irgendwie interessant.
Ich fand die Aussage interessant, dass ja, für mich war mein Highlight. Prabhupada hat gesprochen über Bhakti zu Frau, zu Familie, zu Bhakti zu Land und ja, das alles. Und am Ende hat er dann gesagt, am Anfang hat er gesagt, das ist nicht genug. Am Ende von diesem Teil, von diesem Vortrag hat er gesagt, das ist eigentlich Lust. Und ja, also ich finde das wichtig zu verstehen, auch in die Schönheit des Selbst. Ich erinnere mich leider nicht in welcher Kontext, aber in diesem Buch gab es irgendwelche Quote, wo Prabhupada auch gesagt hat, dass eigentlich in dieser materiellen Welt es gibt nichts anderes außer Lust, und dass eigentlich Liebe bedeutet Liebe zu Gott. Es gibt überhaupt in Sanskrit keine solche Wort, was könnte bedeuten Liebe, aber nicht zu Gott. Ja, es gibt nichts dazwischen. Es gibt entweder Liebe zu Gott oder Lust. Ja, und es gibt keine Liebe zu Nicht-Gott. Ja. Wenn es nicht Liebe zu Gott, dann bedeutet das ist Lust. Weil am Ende, wenn man tiefer geht, ich liebe meine Frau, ja, was bedeutet du magst deine Frau? Ich mag für sie ja, ich mag ihre Gemeinschaft. Warum magst du ihre Gemeinschaft? Sie ist nett zu mir. Und warum magst du das? Sie ist nett zu dir. Weil, ja, ich fühle mich besser, ich fühle mich angenehm und schließlich es geht alles über sich selbst. Ja, so eine Erweiterung von falsches Ego. Materielle Dinge können auch in verschiedene Gunas sein. Aber trotzdem schlussendlich geht es über mich. Da auch diese Aussage, dass die Nicht-Gottgeweihte haben keine gute Eigenschaften, was ich vor lange Zeit nicht verstehen könnte. Aber eigentlich, soweit ich das jetzt verstanden habe, es geht auch über diesen Kernpunkt, dass eigentlich die Leute haben irgendwelche gute Eigenschaften, aber schlussendlich geht es auch darum, dass sie diese guten Eigenschaften für sich selbst verwenden, für eigene Sinnengenuss und sie sind auch zeitweilig, ja, weil jeder hat in materieller Welt das erlebt, dass mit einem Freund, du denkst, wow, das ist so ein guter Freund für mich, aber in einer Woche oder einfach nach irgendwelcher kleinen Konflikt oder Streit zeigt er dir völlig andere Seite von sich. Und du denkst dir, naja, wo sind diese guten Eigenschaften, die ich gesehen habe? Also das ist eigentlich eine Illusion, weil das alles geht über Lust, über sich selbst. Und eigentlich gute Eigenschaften und Liebe, das ist Liebe zu Gott. Das war meine Erkenntnis. Hari Rama. Nils, magst du auch etwas sagen?
So, was habe ich für mich heute genommen? Das ist eigentlich, dass Krishna in unserem Herzen ist, und ich habe heute auch in der Früh also die Vorlesung von meinem Gurudev angehört, und er sagte auch, also das war eigentlich die Ergänzung, dass also wenn wir das wirklich verstehen, dass Krishna in unserem Herzen ist, dann und wenn wir ihn einladen möchten, dann müssen wir auch zuerst aufräumen in unserem Herzen. Genau. Und genau, deswegen ist es wichtig zu verstehen, dass wenn wir Krishna lieben möchten, und dann ist es auch wichtig, auf verschiedene Sachen zu verzichten. Also ja, dabei gehört dann einfach dazu. Ja. Und dann genau, was ich mir noch aufgeschrieben habe, dass und mein Gurudev sagt auch, dass der Prozess ist perfekt. Also wenn wir eigentlich nur dem Prozess folgen, dann müssen wir uns keine Gedanken machen. Es ist einfach wichtig, das zu machen, was in Schriften steht, und das, was unser spiritueller Meister sagt. Und dann kommen wir auch zum Ziel. Und der nächste Punkt war, dass ohne Krishna ist alles leer. Und ich denke vor allem, wenn man, also das merkt man schon, wenn man sehr intensiv Bhakti-Yoga ausübt und die Zeit mit Gottgeweihten verbringt und also Devotional Service ausübt, dann, wenn man einfach in die materielle Welt rausgeht, dann etwas fehlt immer, also die ganze Zeit. Genau, und das ist dann eigentlich Krishna, und deswegen, also wenn wir wirklich immer an Krishna denken und in allen Sachen Krishna sehen, dann wird das Leben einen Sinn machen.
Ja, danke für eure Vorträge oder sogenannte Wiederholung. Ja, also Krishna ist wirklich immer da, so wie ich das eben auch wieder gehört habe. Und man merkt das, ich habe das einmal besonders gemerkt im Krankenhaus, da lag ich da und dann habe ich gedacht, oh, wenn du jetzt einen Körper aufgibst, ist nicht schlimm, weil Krishna ist ja da, war mir ganz nah. Dann musste ich das Krankenhaus wieder verlassen und kam dann in ein anderes Krankenhaus. Dann lag ich da, also da war mir Krishna nicht so nah, weil da war so viel Trubel. Das war zwar eine gute medizinische Behandlung, aber da kam man nicht dazu, so mit Krishna so verbunden zu sein, weil immer war irgendeine Störung da ja. Also es macht schon unwahrscheinlich was aus, wenn man immer in Gedanken mit Krishna verbunden ist und er arrangiert dann auch Dinge, die man erleben kann, wo man das von einer Sekunde zur anderen ein ganz anderes Weltbild da ist. Ich habe zweimal dem Tod ins Auge gesehen, da habe ich gedacht, die nächsten 3 Sekunden überlebe ich nicht. Und nachdem ich dann aber Krishna gerufen habe, 3-mal vielleicht, war sofort ein anderes Weltbild, die ganze Gefahr war weg. Und das ist, dann hat man keine Angst mehr, so wie im materiellen Leben. War in diesem Bericht nochmal gut erklärt, wenn man im Sterben nachher liegt, zum Übergang zum sogenannten Todes, dass diejenigen, die Krishna nicht nahe sind, wirklich einen schwierigen Abgang haben von dieser Welt hier. Und das habe ich auch erlebt. Nicht ich selber, aber ich habe das erlebt in der Verwandtschaft. Es ist schlimm, das zu sehen, wie der Mensch dann leiden muss. Ja? Im Gegensatz zu welchen, meine Oma, die ist auch eingeschlafen, mit einem Lächeln auf dem Gesicht. Ja? Die war in einem vergangenen Leben mal mein Guru. Also die hatte immer diese Verbindung und hat mir nie was aufgedrängt, aber es war interessant, das immer zu realisieren, was das für ein Unterschied ist, ob man Krishna nah ist oder nicht. Ja? Weil er ist ja immer da, er ist in jedem Lebewesen da, ob das Tier oder Mensch ist. Also ist so interessant auch zu beobachten, wenn man die Tiere beobachtet, dass man da in jedem Tier wirklich die Überseele sieht. Ja? Und also man hat dann keine Angst mehr. Und Prabhupada bringt die ganzen Dinge, alles was so wichtig ist, so wunderbar zum Ausdruck. Schön, dass wir die Filme haben. Ja? So, ich gebe mal weiter. Ja.
Hatten wir noch eine Frage, Aussage? Gut, dann Hare Krishna, Prabhupada Ki.